Alright, it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's a Call of Duty commentary. Even though I ranted about Call of Duty a while ago, I still play it as my in-between game. It's what I play when I'm bored, basically. So, during the video, I thought it'd be a good idea to just talk about some of the things that I've been getting comments on YouTube. Mostly, I'm going to talk about 3D modeling. I'm going to talk about No Limits 2. I'm going to talk about the new time-lapses for Raikiri. And that'll be pretty much it. So I might not talk for the entire gameplay, because the gameplay does start out pretty slow. But after a while, if I just stop, then you guys can just watch the rest of the gameplay, or you could just stop watching the video. I don't really care. Call of Duty gameplays aren't what my channel are about. They're more about my No Limit stuff, more about my time lapses. So I'm not too concerned if everyone watches this. So in this gameplay, I am using a Vepr submachine gun with grip and silencer with marathon, lightweight. Let's see, marathon, lightweight. What else was I using? I believe I was using quick draw and focus, and that was it. I have no lethal, no tactical, anything else. And for kill streaks, I'm using IMS, sentry gun, and helicopter. Ooh, nice spawn kill right there. Look at that. So, first things first, No Limits 2. So, as most of you know, No Limits 2 came out on January 10th. It was more like January 11th for us here in the United States. And so far, I have released a few projects. We have Infamous No Limits 2 Edition, Apocalypse No Limits 2 Edition. We have Aventador, which was my first real No Limits 2 coaster. And now we have Raikiri, which is my first coaster to have inversions. It has 7 inversions. It is a floorless type train on a B&M. Blue color scheme. Most of you that don't know, the name comes from Naruto. So Naruto Raikiri means lightning blade. If you've ever played the Naruto games, you would know that lightning blade is Kakashi's special ability. So that's where its name came from. For 2 of the 7 inversions, it is a roll I have only attempted once before, which is the Cobra roll. I have not shown the Cobra roll yet, but it will be shown off in screenshots sometime later. The supports on it are almost done. The supports are getting about halfway there. I've gotten most of them done. And that's pretty much it for the ride. Everything else is already set up. The ride's layout is done. Everything else is finished. Just that. Just a 3D model and the supports, and it'll be ready. As for the 3D model, I know I said in the previous video, because I didn't have much time before the music started, but I said that the time lapses would be shorter. What I meant by that is that although the time lapse videos themselves won't be shorter, the series itself will be, meaning that there are going to be less episodes. More or less, this is because I don't have to do as much. I don't have to make the catwalks. I don't have to make the lift catwalks, especially because those take the longest. All those things I no longer have to do. I don't have to do the station rails either. Those ones I just have to guess and check to see how they fit with the rails that are currently in the simulator, so that way I can keep the animations. So with No Limits 2, there is a lot of guess and checking going around, especially with the 3D modeling, because you can't export the track in No Limits 2 yet. There's a possibility that they may add the feature later. If that's the case, that'd be great. And people were asking me, how did I export Raikiri Station into SketchUp, since No Limits 2 can't do it. I still build my coasters using a tool called Newton 2. So I was able to export my track into No Limits 1, and then I can use that to make the 3D model. That's never changed. I still do that. And one thing I noticed was that the 3D model that's in SketchUp now, the actual turn that goes to the lift, its scale is a little bit off. So in the first episode, you would probably... Well, actually, no, never mind, because I actually cut that out of the time-lapse because I ended up getting rid of it. In the very first version of the first episode of the time-lapse, I actually created a bridge that went over the lift. And when I exported it into the simulator, I noticed that the scale on it was actually wrong. My bridge wasn't completely centered over the lift because the 3D export from No Limits 1 is actually not in the same scale as the No Limits 2 track, which I found to be a potential issue. So when it comes to the cues on probably around the 3rd or 4th episode, when it comes to the cues, I'm going to have to do some guess and checking. I'm going to have to record it in a slightly different style, so that way I can show me going between No Limits editor and the SketchUp program, so that way you guys can see what I'm actually doing and why I'm guessing and checking it like that. Is that all I was going to talk about for the 3D model? I think that was it. Also, next week, not this week, because episode 2 that comes out today or tomorrow will be based on, well, it'll be based on the stairs and everything that goes to the station. But in one of the episodes after that, I'm going to have the texturing episode. And the texturing I actually did last night, and that is, I used wood for once. And the wood actually complements the colors very well. We're going for like a blue and a brown and a gray color scheme. And honestly, it looks fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to see it. That's all I have to talk about. If you have any comments or suggestions for me, just leave them in the comments below.